Hello guys, how are you? Please subscribe to my channel.
Weddings are supposed to bring families together. At least, that's what people say. In reality, they show you exactly where you stand. And in my sister's wedding, I didn't stand anywhere. I was removed. Not because of a fight. Not because of anything I did. But because of aesthetics. I just want everything to look perfect, she said. Sitting across from me like this was a normal conversation. I stared at her, trying to understand what she meant. And I don't fit into that? I asked. She hesitated, just for a second, then nodded. It's not personal, she added quickly. It's just the theme, the photos, the overall vibe. The words felt empty, like they were meant to soften something that couldn't be softened. I'm your sibling, I said quietly. I know, she replied. And you'll still be there, just not in the main events. Not in the photos. Not in the bridal party. Not walking beside her. Just somewhere in the background. Like a guest. Like someone who didn't belong. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. Because in that moment, I understood something clearly. She wasn't asking. She had already decided. Okay, I said. That seemed to surprise her. Really? She asked. I nodded. Yeah, it's your wedding. And that was the truth. It was her day, her choices. Even if those choices said more than she realized. The days leading up to the wedding felt strange. Everyone was busy, excited, planning details. And I was outside of it all. No group chats. No fittings. No late-night planning calls. Nothing. For the first time in my life, I wasn't part of something I was supposed to belong to. And the worst part? No one questioned it.
No one asked why.
Because to them, it probably made sense. Maybe I didn't fit. The night before the wedding, I sat alone, scrolling through pictures she had posted. Matching outfits. Coordinated colors. Perfect smiles. Everything exactly the way she wanted. Everything without me. I put my phone down.
Took a deep breath.
And told myself something simple. It's just one day. It doesn't define anything. But deep down, I knew it wasn't just the wedding. It was what it represented. And the next morning, everything fell apart. Because the same sister who said I didn't fit her perfect day was suddenly the only one calling me. Over and over again. And this time, she sounded desperate. My phone kept ringing. Her name flashing over and over again. I stared at it for a few seconds before answering. Hello. Her voice came out rushed.
Panicked.
Where are you? I frowned slightly. At home. Why? A pause. Then, I need you. Right now. The urgency in her voice didn't match the person I spoke to the day before. What happened? I asked. She exhaled sharply. The makeup artist didn't show up. The stylist is late. Half the bridesmaids don't know what to do. Everything is falling apart. I stayed quiet. Because this was the same perfect wedding she had carefully planned. Without me. I don't know how to handle this, she admitted. Mom's stressed. Everyone's asking questions. Her voice cracked. For the first time, she didn't sound in control. She sounded overwhelmed. Scared. I need you to come, she said again. There it was. Not an invitation. Not inclusion. A need. I leaned back slightly. And do what? I asked calmly. Help me organize everything. Please. You're the only one who can fix this. I almost smiled. Not because it was funny, but because of how clear it was now. The same person who didn't think I fit the aesthetic now needed me to hold everything together. I thought I wasn't part of the main events, I said. Silence. A long one. Then, quietly. I was wrong. Those words landed heavier than anything else. I wanted everything to look perfect, she continued. I didn't think about. No, I interrupted gently. You didn't think about me. Another silence. This one different. Because she couldn't deny it. I'm sorry, she whispered. And for the first time, it didn't sound rehearsed. It sounded real. I don't care about the photos anymore, she added quickly. I just need my sister. That word,
Sister.
it hit differently now, because it wasn't about aesthetics. It was about reality. I looked at the time, the chaos she described, the pressure she was under, and the choice in front of me. Because this wasn't about proving a point. It was about deciding who I wanted to be. "I'll come," I said finally. Relief flooded her voice instantly. "Thank you. Please hurry." I ended the call and sat there for a moment, thinking, because I wasn't going there as someone who fit the look. I wasn't going there to be included in photos. I was going there because, even after everything, I was still the one she trusted when things fell apart. And whatever happened next was going to change how we saw each other forever. When I arrived, the house was chaos. Voices everywhere. People rushing. Dresses half done. Someone crying in the corner. And in the middle of it all, my sister, standing there completely overwhelmed. The moment she saw me, her shoulders dropped, like something heavy had finally lifted. "You came," she said, almost in disbelief. I didn't answer. I just stepped in. "Okay," I said calmly. "Tell me what's missing." And just like that, everything shifted. I moved through the room, assigning tasks, calming people down, fixing what could be fixed. Makeup? I handled it. Outfits? Adjusted. Timeline? Reorganized. Within an hour, the chaos turned into structure. Within 2, it felt like a wedding again. Not perfect, but real. And my sister? She stayed close. Not giving orders. Not controlling everything. Just watching. Because for the first time, she saw something she hadn't before. What I actually brought to the table. When it was finally time to leave for the venue, she stopped me. "Wait," she said softly. I turned. She looked at me differently now. Not like someone managing an event. Not like someone who didn't fit. But like family. "Can you walk with me?" she asked. The question hung in the air. Because it wasn't part of the original plan. It wasn't in her aesthetic. It was something else. Something real. I held her gaze for a moment, then nodded.
Yeah.
Her eyes filled with tears. "Thank you," she whispered. The ceremony wasn't perfect. A few things went wrong. The timing wasn't exact. The details weren't flawless. But none of that mattered anymore. Because when she walked down the aisle, I was beside her. Not in the background. Not hidden. But where I always should have been. And when people took pictures, no one cared about matching colors or perfect symmetry. They saw something else. Something genuine. Later that night, after everything settled, she found me again. "I almost ruined everything," she said quietly. I didn't respond. Because she didn't need comfort. She needed truth. "I thought perfection mattered more," she continued. But it didn't. She looked at me. "It was you." Silence.
Soft. Honest.
"I'm sorry," she said again. This time, I believed her. Not because of the words, but because of what she chose after them. I smiled slightly. "It's okay," I said. And for the first time, it actually was. Some people chase perfect moments, perfect pictures, perfect appearances. But the truth is, perfection doesn't hold things together. People do. And sometimes, the ones who don't fit the aesthetic are the ones who matter the most when everything falls apart.